The Realme Watch 3 Pro combines essential values in accuracy, health and fitness sensors, and a very stylish look bordering on curved edges, an AMOLED screen, a metallic-looking plastic frame with a smoothing out Bluetooth calling system which is surprisingly good and effective at a budget-friendly price. Hi guys, it's Kanoleo here, and today we'll be reviewing my very first Realme product on this channel, which I'm pretty much excited, the Realme Watch 3 Pro, which I've been using for the past 1 week. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts with you, my pros about this watch, and the cons I have seen so far. Plus, I'll be giving some solutions to these cons and where I feel Realme should have actually done better. While we are here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon to be notified about new tech videos, new tech musings, and everything tech from me whenever it drops. So we begin. Design-wise, the Realme Watch 3 Pro is actually similar to the Realme Watch 3 with very few noticeable differences. Weighing 40.7 grams with a 1.7-inch size form factor, the watch has a curved AMOLED screen maxing out at 500 nits, with a glass back containing its sensors and a metallic-looking plastic frame housing its single-sided multi-purpose button for all the major controls, speakers on the left and a mic on the right, and finally it has detachable silicone straps which makes customization way easier. Generally, the watch feels light to wear but also bold enough to be noticed by the public, because I've actually been told so many times that it looks like an Apple Watch within the past 1 week I've worn it, until you actually do come close. Coming to the screen, this watch has a resolution of 364 by 448 pixels, a slightly curved AMOLED screen with a PPI density of 325, which is on par with most low-range smartphones. A slightly thick bezel which I would have loved totally gone. I would have preferred it thinner as it would have made the best use of the screen real estate. Overall, at 500 nits of maximum brightness, this particular display is highly visible under direct sunlight and bright enough to be used in the dark. The feature list of the Realme Watch 3 Pro is quite impressive. Rocking Realme's Watch OS, which you will need to update on first use, the Realme Watch comes rocking about 112 watch faces managed by the Realme Link app, which surprisingly syncs well with any device regardless of brand, operating system, or limitations. I mean, I did expect some limitations being that this is a Realme watch, but surprisingly it did work well with my Redmi Note 10 Pro. The watch brings music control, camera access, weather, health modes, activity, workout, Bluetooth calling, and even menstrual checks via the app for women. In the menu, which can be accessed by pressing the button on the right side of the watch, you would get things like activity, which basically gives you a summary of your health status according to the watch calculations, phone, which allows you to make Bluetooth calls while connected to the phone via the app with your Bluetooth as well, workouts, which houses all the sports modes, heart rates to calculate your heartbeat and how you feel your heart, SpO2 for calculating your hemoglobin levels in your blood, stress for stress calculations, sleep, which delivers your sleeping pattern in terms of calculations, whether you sleep light or you sleep hard, workout records, which is a repository of your previous workouts and a history, breathe, which helps you simulate a breathing session, alarm for yes, setting alarms, weather for up-to-date weather information, event reminder, you have women health tools, you have tools and you have settings, all in that order. Coming to health, with over 110 sports modes which can be loaded 15 at a time, the watch combines a lot of measurements in SpO2, stress level, heart rate, as well as step counter, all with built-in GPS support, thankfully, to create accurate figures which, in quotes, should be vetted by a medical personnel. That said, it also has a workout detector which automatically detects workouts or outdoor activity and adjusts to the relevant workouts. My favorite has to do with the static sitting notification, which alerts you when you stay in a spot or sit in a spot for a long time. If you're a sleeper, the sleep counter works just fine, although it needs a little bit of tweaking here and there. Bluetooth calling is one of the strongest points of this watch. The ability to make and receive calls is very crisp. Even though I would have loved better integration of the call record and phone book to allow more selection of contacts. Basically, you need to upload certain contacts through the app to be able to use them automatically on the watch. I would have preferred a situation whereby I could be able to use my phone book directly in the watch app and simply scroll through and make a call. Also, it is still powered through Bluetooth. Here is a test of the call.
Hello,
Hi Maya, good evening.
good evening.
Okay, this
Canon.
is Canon speaking. I'm calling you directly from my Realme Watch 3 Pro. I would like to know how the sound quality is on your side.
Okay, the sound quality is good. If you didn't tell me you're calling me from that watch, I wouldn't believe it was from the watch. It
Oh,
sounds as if you're using your normal phone to call to speak with me.
okay,
It's
that's
loud enough. It's okay.
okay. Thank you very much. Battery life in my 1 week of use has basically been perfect. I've only charged this watch like 3 times. The major being the very first time which I got the watch where it was flat out at 0% and it took roughly about an hour 35 minutes to complete its charge with a magnetic charger. I kid you not, this thing is actually very magnetic. I mean, it sticks every single way there's a magnet and most times I have to like chase it around to avoid it hitting alongside my 120 watts power brick. With all the notifications and majority of the automated tracking systems turned on, including the always on display, I have been able to go a week without going below 20%. Mind you, I turned everything on just to test it, and the 345 milliamp hour battery kind of holds out well. Customization is made easy with detachable straps and it's pretty easy to get new straps and install, which is for me a big plus. So basically I can simply go online, order for new straps and I can just simply detach and reinstall the new strap. So what exactly do I like about this screen? First off is the screen. This is a 1.7-inch AMOLED screen with a max brightness of 500 nits. But it's the transition between the always on display and the watch face which I like entirely. The fact that the UI blends in with the screen face and the transition helps amplify it. But it would have actually been way better if the entire bezel of this watch was way thinner, enable it to make use of the full screen real estate of this watch. I kind of don't like the thick bezels. Secondly is the build quality. This watch, despite the fact that it has a plastic frame, it has a very good build quality. I would have preferred if Realme had been way more adventurous with the design of this watch, with sometimes functionality which this watch does properly do trumps aesthetics. So I'll give them a plus for build quality. The UI of this watch is pretty much impressive. As a product designer, I've gone through the entire UI and it wasn't hard for me to be able to use this watch at the first glance. I could easily move through different modes as well as different settings as well as different endpoints without issues. So basically I give them props for a very good UI. Battery life on this device was pretty much impressive. The fact that I could use this particular watch for roughly a week, the lowest battery life being 20%, and only charging it 3 times, and all of the sensors, I mean all of the sensors turned on just to test the battery, makes the entire claim by Realme that this watch can go up to 10 days of use pretty much feasible. The Bluetooth calling is a major plus for this watch. The fact that the Bluetooth calls are crisp and clear, and once it's connected to Bluetooth, once you have a call, it rings both on your phone and your watch, and you can choose to answer if you want on your phone on the watch. So this is also something I like as well. What exactly do I not like about this watch? First off, the fact that this watch does not have an IP78 rating, which makes it full and solid waterproof, but simply has an IP58, which is mostly splash and dust resistant, makes it a major minus in the sense that I should be able to use this watch in a pool or in a large body of water, but I can't because of the speaker and the mic, which are open points in the watch. Secondly, the lack of watch face customization. I mean, I've gone through the store on the Realme link app and I counted the entire watch faces here and it came out at 112. I mean, a whole lot of watch faces should be available for this watch to be able to build it. But I understand that this is a first time product. Then third, the always on display is static. I would have loved a way more customized always on display, but it doesn't take on my fancy. I feel that customization should be extremely important, and it all boils down to that customization is really lacking here. Design wise, I felt Realme could have been way more ambitious. They could have looked at a lot of other watches in the market as well as other competitors and created and crafted something that is well niche separating, something like the Xiaomi Watch 3 Pro or the Xiaomi S1 Pro. These are the kind of watches they could have actually taken a look at and created something way more exquisite. But like I said before, functionality here trumps aesthetics. So that's all about it. So what are the solutions I would prefer regarding some of the things I don't like? First off, I would recommend that the Realme team creates competitions or contests whereby individuals in the community can create watch faces where they can select the best watch faces and integrate into the App Store. This will create a variety of watch faces available for people to use. I believe the tweaking the always on display could help make this better. Nothing really can be done about the lack of waterproof or the IP678 coating, so you better really avoid using it in water. Overall, this particular watch coming in at the price of $62, which is roughly almost 50,000 naira adjusted for inflation here. I believe this watch offers proper value at its particular price point. So tell me what you think about the Realme Watch 3 Pro down in the comment section below. I will be sharing my thoughts as well with you and interfacing with everybody here as well. While you're here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon by the side to be notified about new videos whenever they drop.